Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and Borussia Dortmund have suffered a massive setback in their pursuit of the title challenge. It was already a hard thing for them to try to catch Bayern Munich, and they needed to be 100%. But they've lost another game at the hands of Bayer Leverkusen at Signal Iduna Park. The game ended 1-0, and a massive win for Bayer Leverkusen. So let's get into the game. I mean, if I'm being very honest with you, it was a hard watch. If I'm it was a really bad game of football. I don't know what it is with my luck today. I watched Arsenal lose in a horrendous game of football, and the next game again, Borussia Dortmund versus Bayer Leverkusen. It was not a really good game of football. I mean, it was quite a cagey affair. It was quite a physical game. Both the teams really did not play the way that they can have. Both the teams have players that can create a good amount of chances, and they can play that attacking football, but they did not play that. Especially, I mean, I'm quite shocked with the way that Borussia Dortmund played. I mean, they had not a single shot on target in the entirety of that 90 minutes. That shows how bad they were, if I'm being very honest. I mean, they really did not create anything. They had a good amount of possession, but as I said, the final ball was missing, and they were so wasteful in front of goal. Firstly, they really did not create that many chances, the clear-cut chances. They had half chances, people trying to shoot, from 20 yards out or whatnot, and very near misses going over the bar or, just outside and going near the post. But there was not really a big moment in the game where you could remember back and you can say that was the chance where Dortmund could have taken the lead. It was nothing like that. They were really poor in their pressing. They were really poor in their passing. The movement was very slow. And Bayer Leverkusen, really took advantage of that. The game plan was from Bayern Munich was very simple. They were happy to let Dortmund have the ball, and they were really happy to have the players behind the ball and let Dortmund play out, play their football, and then they wanted to attack them on the counter attack, and they were able to do that. They had a good amount of chances themselves, Leverkusen, and they were the more dangerous side. Whenever they came on the counter attack, it felt like they were going to go ahead and score, and they scored the goal from the counter attack as well. Early in that first half, it became a 1-0, and after that, Dortmund got even under more pressure. But again, they really did not do anything. Even if they were struggling, or they were trying to come back into the game, it was perfect for Leverkusen. They wanted to sit back. They got that goal, and they defended really well. They frustrated the hell out of Borussia Dortmund in that game. Dortmund, they really did not know how to deal with it. They really did not know how to break them down. It was a really poor performance from Borussia Dortmund, and I think they would be really disappointed because it's not like Leverkusen played really good. It's like Borussia Dortmund played really bad. Leverkusen, they stick to their plan. They knew what they wanted to do, and I think it was a really a great tactful performance from Leverkusen. They nullified Borussia Dortmund's attack. The wing play was not really working. They really did not have any crosses coming into the box. Every single one of the, I have to give a huge shout back to that back four, because they were simply stunning. Last ditch tackles, amazing blocks, and making sure that they don't really concede. And they are really there is no other word apart from frustrating. They frustrated Borussia Dortmund, and the thing is, firstly, Leverkusen were really good in their defensive duty, but then Dortmund themselves, they were not really doing themselves any favor as well, because they were so poor. As I said, no passing, no pressing. They lack the sharpness today, and I think it is going to hurt them, if I'm being very honest with you. They are lucky that they don't have any teams near them for that second spot, and they are certain to finish in the top 2 and qualify for the Champions League, because if they continue to play like that, if the performances don't improve and the other teams were close, they would have been in a real jeopardy of losing that top 2 spot as well. If we are going to talk about the title, I think it's done if Bayern Munich win the game later on against St. Pauli. I think the difference is going to be 12 points, and with just 5 points to go, you need Bayern Munich to lose all 5 games, and you need Borussia Dortmund to win all 5 games. So it feels like that today was the day that basically the title is done and dusted, and Bayern Munich can in a way sort of relax. It's not like that they were stressing about the title anyway, but still, it is going to be, I feel really good for them. That the pressure that there was a bit of pressure, if I, let's be very honest here, because there was still a chance that Dortmund might do something. But I think after this game, it's done. As I said, 4 games, 5 games remaining for Dortmund. They need to win all 5, and if Bayern lose today, then basically Bayern Munich have to lose all their next 5 to 6 games, which I really don't see happening. Let's be very honest here. So I think Bayern Munich are going to be champions by this week or by next week. By next week, probably they might end up becoming the Bundesliga champion yet again. For Leverkusen, it's a massive win. They leapfrog Hoffenheim. They move into the 5th place. They are now in the Europa League place, and they fight for those Champions League places is still on. They're 3 points behind 3rd place Leipzig, who won right at the end. So it's it's a good day for teams who are fighting for those Champions League places. They need to continue playing like that. I think they were really good. They came with a game plan, as I said, and they put their they made sure that it worked. They were really good on their counter attack. I think both the wingers had a really good game. I think they controlled the midfield tempo, even though they really did not have the ball. Sometimes on the teams really need to be great off the ball, and I think today their off the ball work was really impressive, and I think that's what won them the game, because with Dortmund having so much of the ball, sometimes the players can lose focus, and that sometimes results in mistakes. But you need to give credit to every single one of those Leverkusen players, that they did not lose focus. They knew that they had to be alert, and whenever, as I said, whenever Dortmund lost the ball and they had a chance to march forward and leap forward and try to hit them on their counter attack, they were really on it, and every time they did that, you felt like Dortmund are going to score, and they created better chances as well. Even though they had like 40% of the possession, they created the better chances, and they were the ones who you felt like they were the threat as compared to Dortmund, because it felt like Dortmund were toothless, and Leverkusen had sharp teeth that they can hurt you with. So a great performance for them, a big jump for them, advancement towards those Champions League places, and the confidence to come at Signal Iduna Park and go defeat Borussia Dortmund in a way that they did, and because they basically completely nullified them, and they did not really let Dortmund have any chance to play football, or any chance to create anything of substance. I think it was a complete and utter dominant performance from Leverkusen in that regard. So massive result for them, and a disappointing night for Dortmund, which has basically ended their title charge. That is from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys think of Dortmund's performance, what you guys thought of Leverkusen's performance, and do you think the title race is over, or do you think we are going to see some miracle? And what about Leverkusen? Do you think they could qualify for those Champions League places? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.